So, we're at the winter solstice. I'm not going to waste my time telling you what that is. You should already know what that is. But what I will say is this. Some of us are sent here to clean things up for the children that have come after us. So different things can happen. Some of us, I'd say, that were born in the 60s, in the 70s, we came to fix things our parents didn't fix, because whatever happened with that, somehow things got misconstrued and they were afraid to do the work as it was. They didn't want to do the work, so we came to, I guess, to clear that issue up. And we were being stifled by our parents because our parents were afraid, because you have to understand at that time so many were dying because of what was told was the color of their skin. But that wasn't the reason they were dying. Now, let's get back to today. We have certain things to do before the next children start eating. And some of them are being born on go. Green light, meaning they know what they're here for and they know what to do. They're not confused at all. Nor are they jaded, nor are they afraid. So, that means those of us that are here to clean up, we have to do our job and we have to do it correctly. So, that means those of us that were sent as star seeds, we are here to clean up 7 generations before us and 7 generations ahead of us. This may be confusing to some, but once you understand the whole idea that time does not exist, then you will understand what I am saying. Time doesn't exist. So, when you clean the bloodline, 7 generations prior to and 7 generations after, you, in that way, you take away any blocks, spines, or things that happened that kept any people or anyone or anything that was born in your bloodline to help clean it up. You, in essence, remove those blocks from the bloodline. That might not mean a lot to people, but it would free up a lot of people that feel like they can't do things for whatever reason, for whatever they hold that within their psyche or their DNA or DEA. So, yeah, that being said, Tony, what's up? It's going to be a whole lot different around here. So many things are going to be different. The world will be seeing things different, smelling things different, moving a whole lot different. And I'm not here to judge that. I'm just here to make sure the one that's sent after me has an easier time. And then most of her time is freed up in making sure this happens. Now, do I care about everybody in the world? Of course I do. However, I'm here to focus on what I was sent to fix. So, that being said, first we had to conquer ourselves. So, I had an issue with anger management from all the emotional stuff that happened before me to many women in my family on both sides. I had to carry the brunt of that. And then, on my arrival, I was molested. So then I had to handle that on top of the other shit that I had to handle. So just imagine if you put a stick of dynamite in a bottle, let's say in a metal bottle. Glass bottle might not be accurate enough. So that bottle needs to send that energy somewhere. So before we're activated and we understand more about ourselves, and it's a process because you can't just activate all at one time. It's just not possible unless you already came with a knowing or a sensibility or things already happened to you prior to. I'm not going to talk about that because that is of no consequence to this conversation right here, right now. But imagine you put a stick of dynamite in a metal or a glass bottle. When that explosion happens, and if the bottle is in the middle of an epicenter or in the middle of a bunch of people, can you imagine the damage that could be done? I want you to imagine the damage that could be done by that bottle exploding. But what the bottle was meant to do, it was never meant to implode on itself. It was meant to take the dynamite outside of the bottle, remove the fuse, split the dynamite open, take and separate the components, and really, really inner and understand why the stick of dynamite came about. I hope that analogy helps you to understand what is happening. Some of us are born with one type of energy, and we have to first conquer that energy. For me, it was anger. For someone else, it could be anything else. It could be shame or whatever. But I had to deal with anger. And I had devised, in my unknowingness and growing up in a family of narcissistic people, I had devised a way of dealing with my anger. I was not allowed to voice it. I was not allowed to say no. I was not allowed to run away from it. So I stuffed it. The more I stuffed it, the bigger the potential explosion got, if that makes sense. So, yeah. We're here to cure what happened before us coming, and in turn of us figuring out how to diffuse bombs within ourselves. We thereby learn how to teach others how to diffuse bombs, if you understand what I'm saying. The bomb being you, the bomb being your emotions, the bomb being you not being able to control or diffuse or to sift through or to negotiate or to be responsive to or understanding of your own emotions. So once you do that successfully, something beautiful happens. You start to understand yourself more. You start to understand the energies within you. You start to inner, and understand how to get to the core of you, how to use and utilize all of that makes up you, including what some would call talents or what they would call energy centers or energy. Frequency how to say this? Frequency is always present. Learn to see it. If you can learn to see the frequency of the black matter and in the black matter and around the black matter and around your specific area of the dark matter, then you learn how to evade or to avoid issues from others. But we have to deal with it within ourselves first. We have to clear it up within ourselves. There's so much to be said for diplomacy, But sometimes, if we need to blow up, if we need to crack our head to the white meat shows, well, baby, need some headbangers or some head crackers. That's what it is. But understand, everything that's done or everything that we do should be done in love. I'm tired of hearing about who did what to whom. I'm so sick of it. If I got caught up on that, I could have not gotten to where I am right now. So sometimes we're going to have to shut out the world and just do what it is we have to do, because first and foremost, over any romantic love I could receive or perceive, above any family ties that I may have, and please understand when I say I no longer see titles, because they don't friggin' matter, okay? Titles don't matter. As my sister so eloquently posted the other day, there is a spiritual round table. There are no leaders. There are no leaders to a spiritual round table. Get it through your thick head. Nobody's here to serve anybody else. Get over yourself, because in a moment, you'll be deleted. Your whole family lineage. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Whole family lineages will be deleted. Are y'all taking this shit in? It's already happening. I know several families. The whole family has died from this so-called ooh-wee sickness. Okay? Let's just stop. Can we just pay attention and stop? Pay attention to the spiritual realm. Everything happens in the spiritual realm first. That's how it has to go down. That's why. Look at the financial names to the top financial companies right now. Look up the names and the meaning of these companies. And then you'll know and understand and understand. They do things a specific way. So if you don't know about numbers and you don't know about frequencies, you will get lost in the sauce. Dedicate your time to learning something new. Dedicate your time to understanding why you're here. Dedicate your time to making a beeline for your North Node. I'm not playing. I don't like being on video because why? Because y'all are so daft, y'all get caught up on. Some of y'all are just I don't understand. Y'all get caught up on the weirdest stuff. I don't even understand. These are avatars. Do you understand? Avatars. So this whole realistic experience is nothing more than a video game. We are here to clean up the ancestral line 7 generations before us and 7 generations after us. When you get that in your head, maybe that will shake you up and make you understand that there's a method to the madness. There's a reason why this is being done. I don't care who did what to whom. I really just don't anymore. What I'm trying to do is to do the part that I was sent here to do. And in a minute, you're going to understand what real magic is. Because all those playing around with the stuff, all those with the disrespect for magic and other things and other elemental vices and tools, y'all will be dealt with, but that's not my business. But what I will say is, be careful. Who and what you play with can get you wiped out. And not only you, but your whole family. And when I say your whole family, I mean everything with your DNA or DNA. Make no mistakes about it. It is not a joke by any means. Namaste.